Okay. Boy. This was this is a rough one. This was a rough one. Definitely, one of the most emotionally charged episodes I think we've had in a while, despite this being 13 minutes. This was 13 minutes of pure heat, and I was not ready for it. I was not, and I'm still not. I'm still not together, so here we have chapter 4, so that's how it is. Breaking it up to 2 parts. First part we have, that we're going to tackle in this review is, Salem and the villains team, and then we're going to go to Ruby, Oscar, Crow, and Maria. So, why don't we just get to it, and we'll see where we go from here. Okay, I've changed the lighting to affect the scene we're going to talk about. So, Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury are returning to Salem's domain on an airship. That's how they get to and fro. Just a normal airship, which I presume is self-driven, seeing how Hazel and Mercury and Emerald just get off. Waiting for them is Tyrion. And this dude is back better than ever. He's got like his tail has a little metallic stub on it. I'm thinking that either is like an attachment, he can attach something to it, or it like extends into like maybe like a flail or like a wrecking ball kind of thing. I don't know, but it's a difference. And he welcomes him back. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Where's Cinder at?" And Emerald's like, "Boy, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna cut off more than your tail." And Tyrion's like, "Oh yeah, word." He like cuts himself on her weapon. He's like, "Cinder's not here to protect you anymore, dude. You better tighten up some." And Mercury comes in. He's like, "Hey, back off, freak." And like he's like, "Come on, Emerald, let's be out." And my Emerald x Mercury ship is finally happening, and I'm loving it. So please, more of that, Mercury and Emerald, please. So Tyrion starts laughing crazily. They walk inside, and Salem's like, she's sitting at her table, watching Tyrion, and before her is Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury, and they're like kneeling. They're like, "Sorry, dude, we screwed the pooch on this one." And Salem's like, "All right, but who's responsible for this? You know, who did it?" Hazel, being the man that he is, he's like, "I take full responsibility for this. It's all my fault, Salem." And Salem's like, "Nah, you're a liar." She like flips the table over, and like Tyrion gets hit by it. He's like, "Ugh," and he falls on the ground. And Salem's like, "No, you're lying to me." And she turns to Emerald. She's like, "Emerald, who's did this?" And like Hazel's like, "But and then like these grim hands come out of the ground, like grab him and like cover his face and pull him down. He's like choking. And Emerald's just like, "It was Cinder! It was Cinder! Cinder did it!" And Salem's like, I know Cinder did it." And Salem lets Hazel go, and Mercury's looking scared. Salem's like, "Y'all, don't lose sight of, everything we're doing here, We all are doing this for different reasons, but the moment you put your desires before my own, you're gonna fail. You're gonna mess up. And Cinder is gonna have to learn from this before she returns from her isolation." And everybody's like, "What? Cinder's alive?" And Watts is like, "What do you mean? How can you know that?" And Tyrion's like, "No, you trying to question Salem?" And Watts is like, "No, don't let me sit back down. Mustache McGee over here." And so then Hazel's like, "But I do have one more thing to report." He's like, Ozpin is there too. And Salem is like, "What did you just say?" And they're like, it was Ozpin." And she's like, "Get out. Everybody out." And they're like, "What?" And she's like, "Everybody out!" And like the windows start cracking. And as soon as they leave, Emerald's looking on horrifying as the door closes. And then those windows just shatter, and Salem just screams. And it seems that she is still torn up over good old boy Ozma. So I'm excited to see where this goes. But I did like the villain scene. Salem was so terrifying in this. You could see the fear in everybody's eyes. And that was good portrayal to show just how much she could do to them. I enjoyed it. Going forward with the villains, I really want to see Emerald and Mercury do something. Get them out of there. They either need to get out of there, or they need to commit fully. I know that sounds rough, but those are the 2 options right now. They are either is they is or is they ain't. As well as Hazel. Hazel is willing to stick up for these kids, and I can respect that about him. Hazel's a good dude. He's a good dude to everybody who isn't Ozpin, and I can respect that. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But I did like this scene a lot. So now we go into the controversial scene, and I have a lot to say about this. Let me move my fork. So, meanwhile, back in the snowy forest, Jin has went back into the relic. The whole flashback is over. Everybody's kind of reeling, and Yang, they are immediately on Ozpin's head. Like, he is on his knees crying Oscar, or Oz in Oscar's body. They're all surrounding him, yelling at him like, yo, what do you mean we can't kill her? You need to give us some answers, old man. And he's like, guys, listen, he's like crying. He's like, I'm so sorry, y'all don't understand. And then Ruby's like, Osmond, what even is your plan? And Oz is like, I don't have one. Which is, that is rough, okay? Like, I know we don't like him lying, but I think for that moment, I would have preferred him to give me a lie than to say, I don't have a plan. And I was not the only one upset by this. Crow also did not take too kindly to that, as Crow charged Ozpin and just punched him in the face. And no, let me rephrase that. He did not punch Oz in the face. He punched Oscar in the face, because that boy is on the exterior. He is still Oscar, and Crow punched the ever-living out of him. He flew back and hit a tree. And that is not cool. Like, not at all. I do not agree with that in any way, shape, or form. People are, like, praising Crow. Like, yeah, punch him. He deserves it. If he wasn't in Oscar's body, I would be, alright, yeah, that's fine. But he essentially just punched a 14-year-old in the face. So, Crow is like, yo, Oz, my entire life, nobody wanted me. I was a curse. You know, you made me feel like I was doing good, but my only curse was meeting you. And then Oz is like, maybe you're right. And then he hands control back over to Oscar, and everybody's pissed. They're like, nah, you tell that bastard to come right back out here. And he's like, Oscar's like, I can't. He's like, Oscar's, by the way, he's hurt by the punch, because Crow just sucker punched him. Crow's wearing those rings, too. That makes me so mad. But Oscar's like, he locked himself away. I can't access him. I can't pull him out. Boogity boo. I'm sorry. I want this to go away. And I feel so bad for Oscar, too. Like, I've mentioned it so many times before. He did not ask for any of this. So, they all start yelling some more, but Maria Calavera comes through and saves the day. The old blind lady, she's like, y'all, listen. I'm not dying out here. Alright, y'all are attracting too much negativity, plus the relic. We gotta get a move on. It's gonna be dark. I'm not dying to know Grim. I'm still trying. I'm reeling too from everything, but we gotta skedaddle. And they're like, fine, whatever, let's go. And then Ruby hands the cane to Oscar. She's like, don't. Oscar's like, am I just gonna become another vessel? And Ruby's like, no, you're still your own person. Then Crows has to walk by and be like, don't lie to him, Ruby. We're better than that. Jesus Christ, everything's going to shit. And so they keep on walking. And eventually they get to a little farm. Brunwick's farm, apparently was what it's called. And, they decide to rest there for the night. That farm, it looks very similar. There's like a little, like, sewage kind of, like, tunnel that looks very similar to the tunnel in the intro where all those Grim hands are sprouting out of. So, I'm not so sure if how this is gonna play out. I'm scared for them, I really am. We've officially run out of all the scenes we've seen in the trailer, so everything that's coming is gonna be completely just, we don't even know. So, that was pretty much it. You know, this was a shorter episode. However, I'm going to get into some discussion and some theories that I have, because I have a lot to say about this episode. A lot of stuff really, it's pushed me the wrong way. I want to start off by saying that in no way am I trying to belittle or minimize how Ruby and Crow must be feeling. I completely understand. They have been lied to for the past couple months now, and they feel like they are fighting for nothing. And my sentiments go out to that. I can respect that. They deserve to feel the way they feel. However, I feel with certain situations calls for different reactions, more humane reactions. I was very vocal about how I did not like how they used Jin to peer into Oz's past traumas and his past that he obviously did not want to share. I did think that was very messed up. But I understood why they would do that. I feel like I would react differently. I think, I'd like to think that I would act differently. But I don't know. I feel like they're just bugging out on him. I think especially after seeing the flashback and knowing that he did nothing wrong, knowing that he's been through all this, knowing that his loved one has been turned into whatever she is now because of the gods. I just think they would have more sympathy, or at least one of them. They are all ganging up on him. RWBY, the least of them all, definitely, but she just has to be strong for herself and for her team in general, but not even one of them is even sympathizing for him. Not one of them even cares. And it's rough. It's really rough. I understand this is all taking place in, like, the same day. Like, this is still, like, not even, like, a couple minutes, like, probably an hour after the train crashed into the snow, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I can understand, like, this has been a very taxing couple of hours for them. And, however, I just hope that going forward they can understand him and that he can understand them. I just want them to be on the same playing field, because while it is some good angst that they are all mad at each other, everyone's mad, everyone's negative, everything's going to shit, and nobody knows what to do. But I just really want them to get back to how they were, to just working together, common cause, giving the good fight. And it's rough. It's rough seeing them like this. I know it's necessary for character growth and development, but man, it's taxing on me heavily. Man. Maria, thank goodness she's being so level-headed. With them being on this farm, I hope that they're obviously going to be enclosed together now, especially if maybe like an avalanche or like a snowstorm comes through that forces them to stay inside. That's going to be fun. Crow is genuinely, I'm not feeling too good about him. I understand where he's coming from. I just don't think I think he should have known not to mollywop a kid like that. That is no good at all. Just by looking at him, he should have known that punching Oscar is not okay. But whatever. I get it. I get it from all points of view. I understand every single one of them and why they're doing what they're doing. I just wish that now, episode 5, maybe 6, maybe these 2 next episodes, I hope they can really just hunker down, have a come into Jesus, and just work things out. Understand everybody. This is not gonna go away so quickly. I know it. It's not. And it'd be asking a lot for that to happen so quickly. But as much as I'm saying all this, I love it. I love that RWBY the writing is evolved to the point where I'm, like, genuinely emotionally disturbed and conflicted and attached to so much, and it makes me happy to think about it. To, like, this entire week, it's gonna be on my mind, and I'm gonna be thinking about it, and I'm gonna be delving into it, I'm gonna be writing about it, talking about it, discussing it, reviewing stuff, and it's so much fun. RWBY is stepping it up this volume. They're pulling out all the stops, and I'm here for it. Great job. Great job as always.